So you did an illegal search on me then?
Yep.
Okay, well, we got that on camera.
Cutting me off is not effective communication. That's a violation of federal law, and I know that you're here to do the municipal and the state, but federal law is above all those laws.
You're back, stop fighting. I get my phone, put your hands on your bed.
Hello guys, today I wanna show you some attacks that you may not have seen. I try to make the most interesting content for you, so I would be very grateful if someone would like to support me with at least $1. And let's get started.
This is Nicholas Belcito, who was 25 years old at the time of the incident. He is lying bloody after a conflict with the Erie County Sheriff's deputy. The video was captured by his partner's body camera, and Nicholas' friend was arrested first. Belcito approached the deputy's patrol car to ask about his friend.
I'm sorry, I'm just wondering where you guys are going, so I'm gonna meet my friend there, and it's like, who's your friend? The kid in the back. Okay, well, you want to go to jail with him? No, I'm then beat it. No, he's going to jail. Beat it. Okay, can I go? Can you tell me the location? 10 Delaware. Beat it. No, what do you mean? Like, tell me the location. 10 Delaware. 10 Delaware. Thank you. Beat it.
Belcito then utters profanity and leaves.
Come here.
The deputy runs out of the patrol car, but his partner stays behind. We do not have video of what happened at this point, but according to eyewitnesses, the deputy hit Nicholas in the face with a baton while he was walking away from the car. Nicholas was then knocked to the ground and slammed to the pavement. Eyewitness cell phone footage is very short, but it helps to better understand this situation.
Hands on your back, stop fighting. I get my phone, put your hands on your bed.
Sorry, I can't show all the footage and I have a censor, but those are the rules of YouTube. But trust me, this guy's face is covered in blood and the cops had to work really hard to do that.
Deputies Actel and Flowers attacked Nicholas, and you can see the aftermath on his face. The deputy then told the doctor his version of what happened. Deputies Actel and Flowers eventually charged Belcito with disorderly conduct, resisting arrest and other counts. However, a prosecutor viewed the body camera footage and decided to drop the entire case. Belcito's lawyer, Herb Greenman, said the arrest was illegal because Belcito never committed a crime prior to Deputy Actel jumping out of his vehicle to initiate the arrest.
I got grabbed from the back and then I threw stuff. And then he threw me on the ground. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Just shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
When Belcito ended up in the hospital, he told the whole truth, which displeased the deputy sheriff very much. Nicholas told him that the cops would pay for what they had done to him.
Stop. The time for discussing it, we're all done discussing it, and you can take it up with your attorney later.
Fortunately, this cop was fired, but I couldn't find any information on whether he was jailed. But it seems to me there are many other methods of arrest other than hitting a man lying down. And before we move on to the next offense, let's break down a legal search.
Yeah, just got pulled over back here.
Afternoon.
Hello, how you doing today, sir?
Roll your window down.
No, sir.
What's wrong with it?
It's far enough down, sir. May I ask what you pulled me over
Roll your
for?
window down, please.
May I ask what you pulled me over for?
Because I'm looking for a blazer right now. Can you roll
Okay.
your window down, please?
Is there suspicion for me?
No, just a blazer with this collar.
Okay.
Not you individually, not you as a person. I don't know you yet.
Okay.
You roll your window down for me.
I think it's down for enough, sir.
No, I need you to roll the window down. Need your driver's license, registration, insurance. We're gonna play this game.
May I ask what I did, sir?
I just told you I'm looking for a blazer for a reason.
Okay. Have I broke any infractions or any laws? License and registration, sir. So there's nothing I really did. You just looking for a blazer then?
Yep, we do it every day, all day. When somebody has a case and they're looking for a particular car, we stop those cars.
I understand that.
Field interview them, and as long as everything's good, then you'll be sent on your way.
Okay.
You know, if you're not the person I'm looking for, then you're not the person.
May I ask who you're looking for?
I can't tell you that.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't show you this video because it's old and in poor quality, but how brazenly the cop told the truth at the very end surprised me, and I think you should definitely know such cops by sight.
20 seconds here, just a second, all right? You'll be on your way.
This is an improper stop. It's an illegal stop. He's already admitted that. That's okay. I unbuckled my seatbelt to get my license. He was back here at the Kmart, and he wanted to pull me over because he seen it was me. We'll get it right here. I'll make a complaint against him. This is an inappropriate stop. He is not looking for a blazer this color. He's a liar. He thinks I have a warrant on me. I got my warrant taken care of. I shouldn't have gave him my ID. I should have continued forward, asking him if I was free to go. This is only my second time being pulled over and flexing my rights.
Here's your information.
Okay, officer. So I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't impede any traffic violations. I didn't make any traffic violations or anything like that. He was just looking for a gold blazer, and so therefore you took my ID and my registration, even though when you approached the vehicle I wasn't who you was looking for.
Yep.
So you did an illegal search on me then?
Yep.
Okay, well we've got that on camera.
Okay.
So, all right. And your name is for the camera one more time?
Wehrle, W-E-H-R-L-E.
Okay, thank you. You have a good day.
Do you have any idea how much nerve it takes to say, yes, I searched you illegally? He didn't even try to lie. But compared to the next story, this cop might seem like a good guy.
Okay, but if I want to use the car, hey, stop! Stop hitting him!
Put your hands behind your back!
Stop hitting him!
Put your hands behind your back! Put your hands behind
Stop hitting him!
I'm gonna
Stop it! I got it on camera. Stop! Stop hitting him! Broke his glasses, you piece of
I can't believe that a cop who intentionally hit a man 3 times was justified. Personally, I don't see any resistance, especially during the time the man is lying on the ground. But perhaps you will disagree with me.
Denorver Garrett was arrested for disorderly conduct. He had been protesting downtown that day. The man's lawyer was nearby at the time, and here's how he describes what he saw.
I'm standing 10 feet away, and they're beating the crap out of this guy on the ground. That's pretty scary.
9 days after the incident, they filed a lawsuit against police officer Aaron Ambers, who beats Garrett in the video.
And we were able to identify him through some meticulous research. And I've reached out to LMPD and I said, if this is not the guy, please tell me, I don't want to sue somebody who didn't do something.
Nevertheless, Louisville Metro Police officials exonerated Officer Aaron Ambers after he repeatedly punched a protester in the face while trying to handcuff him.
And the next video is about another cop who's been sued. And even though they didn't beat anybody up, they broke federal law. Let's watch this video together.
Yeah, the ADA does not require any
Yeah, Officer Wiley, you illegally contacted.
Hang on to get this focused. Thank you for your work, sir. He cut me off.
Yeah, you don't move your vehicle, then unfortunately it'll be towed. So, I mean, disability has nothing to do with that.
So under the ADA, you're providing a service. Even the towing, you can't cut me off. So the effective communication is required by the ADA, and cutting me off is not effective communication. That's a violation of federal law, and I know that you're here to do the municipal and the state, but federal law is above all those laws, and the ADA binds you in every service you provide. And for a disabled person, you must provide reasonable accommodations, effective communication, auxiliary aids, and in 35.160 subsection B, it says a public entity must give primary consideration to the requests of the individual with disabilities. And in the first section of the ADA, it says that the ADA is built to be broad and cover everybody with a disability that even regards themselves as having a disability. I do have a diagnosis, and it does affect my life, which are the other layers of protection, which provides me more protection. But I really hope that you guys are in compliance with the ADA. So I would put in a reasonable accommodation request, and I would ask that you produce the notice. You have to produce a notice of your compliance with the ADA, and I also ask for a reasonable accommodation to park here and stay here.
See how the cop's behavior changed during the conversation when they realize that there is a disabled person in front of them and he knows the law. They try to pretend that they're the good guys and that they're the victims.
Because right now I'm overwhelmed to drive. And if you have the head of your department determine that that reasonable accommodation would cause undue financial or administrative strain or alter the nature of the service, then you have to provide the documentation that proves that. And if you make any error whatsoever, I'll file a notice of claim against you.
How long have you been here for?
I don't want to answer any questions at this point.
They're saying...
Am I being detained?
You're not being detained. If you want to go, you can go.
He came to my door.
Your vehicle might get towed, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, and that would be a violation of the ADA because I put in, you have to produce this documentation now that I've formally requested it.
Anything, it's a parking area, so.
Is that a municipal service from a public entity? Do you understand federal law and how the ADA works? Right now you have to amend your service. And if you provide me with the same service you provide with the public, that's discrimination.
Yeah, they want.
That's a form of discrimination.
If it's private property, you gotta go if they want.
There has to be signage.
Not really, but we're telling you.
There has to be signage.
Okay, let me look. Use of Wi-Fi at the library is fine. I mean, that is public. It's a public thing. You're fine with that.
Well, I'm using this as a device that aids my disability to protect me from the elements.
I think we're a bit of an impasse. We're trying to work with you, man. But
no, you said they're going to tow my vehicle.
Well, we're trying to avoid that. That's why we contact you. And I know it's like upsetting.
So you guys showed up with guns to say that you're going to take everything I own and tow it.
Of course, the author of the video is very emotional, but imagine yourself in his shoes. I think he often faces injustice and has a harder time fighting it than any of us. How would you behave if you were him?
No,
seems a little insane.
But
you're wearing a costume, carrying a gun, saying that you're going to tow and take all my...
You're misunderstanding what I'm saying. I'm saying we're trying to...
I have a disability that makes me very disagreeable, right?
That's fine. I still have to talk to you. I don't mind.
No, you don't. You don't have to.
Well, again, you can leave if you want.
You're supposed to call a crisis intervention team is what you're supposed to call.
I'm not supposed to. Do you want a crisis intervention?
I already talked to your police department. I talked to someone casually outside and they mentioned your mental health services and what you guys do. Look at your body language. Now you're shifting. Because you found out about my disability, instead of questioning it, you could have got the proper service, mental health services.
I talk to a lot of people with disabilities all the time.
Well, that surprises me that you aren't well trained at it.
I think I'm doing fine. You're the one that's kind of yelling at me and trying to cut me off. I'm trying to listen to you. I've got to get a word in edgeways too. But if every time
So now you're a victim of me. Now you're saying that I'm a perpetrator and you're a victim.
Again, you're just willfully misunderstanding everything you're saying. I mean,
Now you're telling me what I do. Why don't you ask what my accommodation needs are for my disability, because that's what the federal law requires you to do.
Every time I bring it up, you don't really want to talk about it, is what I think. So you want to tell me what your accommodations are?
Yeah, to park here.
When I see this cop, it seems to me that without his supervisor he's completely helpless. He's trying to pretend he just wanted to talk, but I think cops who call for backup and come at you with a gun never wanna just talk.
I want to make sure that you're compliant with the federal law, because that's a much bigger deal.
It is a bigger deal, but there's also ways to interpret it, you know.
Well, no. It applies to all municipal and state laws.
So I understand that. For the third time, I understand the federal law supersedes municipal law. We get trained in that. That's obvious, okay? But there are different ways to interpret the federal law, and there are times when, you know, people disagree. That's why they have those big arguments.
It sounds like you don't know the ADA though. Like, it's not about interpretation. It sounds like, have you studied the ADA? Have you studied it?
I'm obviously not like a disability worker, okay?
Okay, you are though. This is where the times are changing and you are in charge of mental health, and right now you're on scene for a mental health call.
Okay, well...
And the ADA has been enacted. I'm protected by it, is what they would call that.
Seeing it just through one lens, at the same time...
A disability lens.
And
a lens that they've made federal laws to protect. That lens. Can you imagine if you're like, hey, blind guy, you're seeing this through
Often cops have to contact blind people for different stuff and have to figure out exactly what to do with an individual situation. Every call is a little different, right? So...
You know, I've watched a lot of videos of cops, and for some reason I never noticed before that they wanted to deal with each situation individually. Most of the time they attack people and then deal with the situation afterwards. That's very strange coming from this cop.
Yeah, you're absolutely right that AGA is in here, but this is not the only lens to see it through.
Well,
we're trying to,
do you think this is my first time dealing with the police?
No,
obviously not, right? And do you think you're fumbling it? Because I think you're fumbling compared to most other police.
Well, I think you read a lot more about ADA more than me. So.
That's because I'm protected by the ADA and you are under the ADA, so you should not have me reading more about it. I'm not getting paid to read about it. I'm reading about it because you guys don't read about it. And if you would read about it, I wouldn't have to, because you would know what to do. But you guys don't know what to do, and that's why I figured out how to do all this stuff to hold you guys accountable.
Again, that's how you're choosing to perceive it. I think most people understand.
No, don't you understand that your actions have been in violation?
Not at all.
Talking over the top of someone with a disability and asking for them to prove it?
You talked over me. I've got a job to do.
And I'm allowed to talk over you. The ADA does not say.
Which is maybe where you're misunderstanding all this. I've just got a job to do. I'm here to be polite, to try to work with you, and you're the one that started all this. I'm trying to give you reasonable accommodations, work with you as best I can within the confines of my job.
Then why didn't you just give me the reasonable accommodation? Why'd you call a supervisor? Why are we still talking?
Well,
each of you may have your own opinion, but agree that it's not quite normal when an ordinary person has learned the laws to protect themselves, and worst of all, they have to protect themselves from the police.
If you had given me the reasonable accommodation, I would simply have it right now and you'd be gone, but you did not do that.
I was trying to...
Which many officers and deputies have done.
I was trying to work with you to find a solution. You clearly weren't wanting to listen or even think about it.
The solution was the reasonable accommodation I requested, because a public entity must give primary consideration to the request of the individual disability. So it's not about finding a solution, it's about the public entity giving prime...
So you're not detained. I don't think we're getting anywhere. I'll go and see what we can.
Well, I can't comfortably do anything at this point. Do whatever I want. Okay, glad we got that on camera.
Okay, back up, please. Back up, come on.
Okay.
Back up.
I'm not trying to upset anybody.
Well, back up. Just back up.
I did back up. How much more?
You're so needy.
Bro, I have a disability.
Me too.
Okay, well then you should understand the ADA and you should study it on your free time.
I'm annoying.
Brother.
You got a card, okay. He's gonna put a red tag on the vehicle because at minimum you can't be parked on one spot for 72 hours on the road. I'm gonna go back to the office and review the
ADA?
municipal, no, not that, the municipal.
Why not?
Friends, write your opinions in the comments. I think we have a lot to discuss, and anyone who wants to support me, I ask you to send how much you can spare by pressing the thanks button. This channel exists only because of you.
Parking violation.
If I put in a reasonable accommodation request,
I don't even know what you're talking about, so that's irrelevant to me. If you want to talk to our legal advisor, you can.
I will be talking to a legal advisor, brother. Your actions.
As far as I'm concerned right now, I don't even know what you're talking about, the ADA.
And I'm trying to inform you because
I don't believe
a public entity must give a primary consideration to the request of the individual with disabilities.
Most people just find stuff on YouTube and they start spouting off stuff that doesn't even make sense.
I'm extremely intelligent.
I never said you weren't.
That's part of my disability. I just don't fit into society and I don't like social interactions and I can't do social interactions. I sit in there on YouTube all day long. Lawyers put tons of good stuff on there.
Red tag on your vehicle.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go look at the parking violations in City March Road.
And I'm gonna file a notice of claim.
Of that, then you'll get cited for that. But
I'm gonna file a notice of claim because you're in violation of the ADA right now.
I'll have a tag on there that you can read.
And that's what I'm gonna sue over.
We'll go look at parking violations if you are in violating.
I request a meeting with your ADA coordinator. Well, you're in violation of the federal law.